someday it'll be possible to have people stop complaining nonstop about audio. I bet Windows turned it down to 76% or whatever. Because it just does that all the time. Headphones, speakers, speakers, microphone. No, it's this one. What? How am I supposed to do anything? I have to go to control panel. I don't even know. I don't. Like, this is the fucking interface from Windows 98. Is still the way that you have to do this. So I have a second one of these that showed up for some reason. Look at all these great devices that I have. What? Why is my microphone listed as speakers? Dude, I can't even, oh, because that's playback devices. That's why I can't find it. Okay. Properties, levels, 88. It's fine, guys. It's fine. It defaults to like down here. Okay. I'm going to field some more Compilerino reports. And then maybe we'll ship a beta at the end of the night. Okay. So, somebody had reported some bad behavior in the text widget. And I was like, I can't repro it, dude. So he made a video. I'm downloading the video. Or not, or just playing it off the Dropbox. Okay, what? When you click the input, the selection activates, has the same start and end position. As you delete text, the selection remains active. Now you do a cursor movement by pressing Shift left. It correctly changes the selection end character. I don't get it. Okay, let's see. So he clicks, deletes, shifts over, I see. Okay, let's see if we can repro that, because I was not reproing this behavior. All right, so he clicked over here. I think he backspaced, right? And then Shift IC. Yes. Okay, I wasn't seeing this behavior before for some reason. It's clearly not what we want. So basically, now what happens if I actually do this with a selection, right? I delete, 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 delete. That works fine. So it's in this weird case where there's a selection that's 0 length, which I think the solution, like he gave me a patch that was like doing a bunch of if statements to deal with 0 length selection. And I'm just like, why is 0 length selection even a thing? So there's this weird thing that happens. There's this non-empty, right? That for some reason returns true in this case. That's the thing that I don't understand. So here's what we're going to do is we're just going to step through this. I want to see that value. All right. Not all control paths return. Oh, I said result semicolon. That's not result. Return. Dude, my brain sometimes is not doing the right thing. All right. Okay. So let's look at why did Twitch restart my video? I don't even know. Text input. What is Visual Studio even doing? Okay, so that's where we're going to break. Let's not set that yet. So I'm going to click here. And then I guess oh, okay. We're calling it every frame. What is the result? False. So non-empty, false is empty. So I don't frickin' know. Okay, that's apparently not the problem. So selection, though, is active. This is sort of the confusing thing. It's active but empty, right? So I think we just don't want that state to occur. So this is where we do this. All right. If state.cursor tracking mouse, else wait, this is state.active. All right. Actually, this whole thing, I don't even think I want to put this here. I think we're going to put it down here. And then this whole thing, let's put this in here. We're going to refactor this because we've got a redundant if statement. All right, whatever. Let's see. No, not that. That's the wrong command. That's the command. Start character. Example. Okay, so I click. I go delete, 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 delete. I shift. Yeah, it's fixed, dude. Okay. Okay. Active but empty describes a lot of the things you see in the modern world. Actually, dude, it describes certain aspects of my personal life at times. Like, yeah. So here's the thing. The temptation, because this guy sent me a patch, right? And the temptation was just to apply the, hey, somebody else did free work and stuff. But like, you know, I actually looked at it and I was like, well, I think I can do it cleaner, right? And so, yeah, don't become an open source project, I guess, is the answer. I don't know. I will reply, okay, I was able to repro this after your video. Thanks. The behavior is fixed in the next beta just by deactivating selections that are empty. If you see any more problems, please let me know, as it's important for the text input to behave well. Yeah, the thing is, nobody, even the most enthusiastic contributors, like, what happened was they were using your code. They're like, this is cool. Oh, wait, I see a thing that I would like to fix or change. And then they go look at the code for a little bit. How long did they look at it? An hour? Like a day at most, right? You've been working on it for fucking 8 years. You know the code way better than anyone. So a fix that you do is going to be way higher quality in all likelihood than a fix from anyone else in the world, right? And so you should probably do it. And this is especially true given this under-acknowledged fact that the problem in software is we're being buried by complexity. Most complexity is not inherent in the solution to the problem. Most complexity is incidental because our actual solutions that we type and engineer and whatever are woefully imperfect, right? And so they add a great deal of complexity. And the problem with complexity is it's n squared, right? So the faster that your quality degrades due to taking, you know, patches that are not optimal, the faster it'll degrade in the future, right? It's like compound interest, but in a bad way. What if you have a selection of SSS? No, these are indices. This thing that I was checking is not what is the character. It's what index in the string are we looking at. Okay, let's check that in. Fixed some incorrect behavior involving the getrect text input selection. Also, let's tell that to the people. Okay. This isn't that long of a changelog since the last thing, except that this backend thing someone probably really wants, which is why I kind of want to ship this soon, but we'll see. Okay. All right, so that one, a couple people have reported a crash that is hard. I kind of don't want to do it tonight, at least not while streaming. Because just my headspace it's harder to just sit back and think deeply while streaming. So let's look for a different one. 3 different people actually we could look at this one. Okay, somebody said that their bug report is not reproducible, so that's fine. All right. Cool. Yeah, you know, we really fixed a lot of the bug reports except for this hard one. All right, let me look at a maybe easy clap. So I sort of wrote this tagged union module a while back that was just not that serious. It was just a way of experimenting. And someone was playing with it and exposed a bug in the compiler. Boom. Yes, we're exporting, or we're trying to export to the metaprogram information about a type. That type is not ready. So this, all right, let's close this out. We can get rid of this plug iprof here. Wait, what? Oh, we're in release. So the thing that you would actually do if you were designing this UI like an intelligent fucking person, because I don't know about Casey, or I don't know, Casey probably doesn't even use Visual Studio for anything, but people who use this, it is very common that I'm in the wrong build. It just happens all the time. A, you want this to be big, what fucking build you're in, because it's a thing you change all the time and it's a thing you care about all the time. B, I want to tag these with different colors. I want like brown for debug and burnt orange red for release and etc. And I want the whole fucking border of the window to change based on which one I'm in. It's like, this is how you communicate information to people. And the fact that they don't understand a goddamn thing about that is infuriating. All right. Like, it only wastes 30 seconds of time, but after you've wasted 30 seconds 500 times, you start to get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I want to have a visual cue for something in my studio. Why, yes. Okay. So we are trying to export some stuff. Now, the thing is, the message exporter does have its own wait system for when things are not ready, if I recall. It's been a while, but okay, so we have an array of some type. Yeah, you know, this... So we have an array literal, and the array literal is done, right? So it's on line 7. The array literal is done. I don't know why it says line 7. Let me look at the tagged union module. Oh, because this is varargs. Okay. So this gets put into a varargs array. Wait, really? Because the type of these would be type. And so we're saying type is not sized? That is hard to believe. Hold on. Let's investigate a little bit more. Okay, the problem is I never actually know what line we're on because Visual Studio sucks, but I think it is this one this time. Usually it's like one line later since they stopped caring about C++. Source info input expressions. Right. So, oh, maybe it's one of the types. It's one of the, okay, I see. I see. Wait, that's not going to change anything because I have all the raw view. Whoa, what a raw view. Right, okay. This is the one for struct thing. We're trying to export this, and it isn't ready. Which seems weird, but there's this whole thing. See, okay, it's a pain in my ass, but like in this compiler, you try to get things as far along through the compilation pipeline as you can at any time, right? And so when you have something like a struct type, the fact that you have that struct type lets you do a lot of stuff. So for example, if somebody has a pointer to that struct, you don't necessarily need to know how big the struct is or where the members are unless they like themselves dereference that pointer or access those members. And so we call the type checking for that type complete and let it move on unless you try to use it in some way that's not available yet. And the thing is that just once in a while it causes complications, and this is such a complication. Okay, lazy types? No, they're not fucking lazy types. Fuck you. All right, so sorry to be so abrasive about that, but no, they're not lazy anything. So, yeah. Now, let me just look. I know it's been a long time since I've looked at this code. We have like a deferred exports, right? And that's for things that aren't ready yet. We like sort of stash what we need. And so the question is, how did I structure that? Stage declarations, procedure, others. I have an others. How does this get set? Add deferred pointer. Okay. So target expression. Yes. So let's see where we use this. Add deferred pointer. Okay, so this is like we're looking at a procedure body. If we have the header yet, we do this. Otherwise, yes. Okay. And that's literally the only other place we use that. Okay. Maybe this won't even work for what we're doing it for. But we could say see, the problem is this is a frickin' because computers, this deferred pointer thing is for nodes. It's for, because this is a syntax tree, right? The problem is this is not what we are doing here. The type info that we are looking at right here is not a syntax tree node. It's a type info pointer, which is like a different thing. So we could make a totally different deferral mechanism, or we could add a totally different mode to this deferral mechanism. I really don't want to, I'm not in the mood to do either of those things. So I just want to look at this and think about it more, because I don't want to attack this by making it more complicated. Another thing I could do is I could put deferred pointer, like I could see, if we knew that it was always an array literal that was the problem or whatever, we could check for this in a pre-pass and like defer up here. Or actually in this loop. The thing is, I don't really have a reason to believe that's true. I think this is just how we are exercising this problem. Actually, I'm being reminded of something else. So in this queued, we have a thing called types we need size to build. And that's for bytecode building. It's completely empty. Okay. Oh, because we only set that for procedures. But like, I think these are the same things that we need for messaging. So I'm not sure why this is only for to build. Like, this is a thing that we could do, is maybe use these earlier. That's scary because it involves maybe making loops and stuff. But yeah, we could think about doing it this way. Someone posted a summary of the features. A summary of the features probably is going to be misleading and bad because it's not, like, features is not the right mindset. Okay? Like, if you go buy a car and you want it to be a really good car, do you buy it by looking at the bullet point list of features? No, you don't. No, you don't. At least I don't. But like, people have definitely posted such things before, and I mean, I don't really look at them anymore, but it's just like, this is missing the entire point. This is missing the entire point. Okay. Let me look. I have a function called need size to build, and it's probably not putting anything here because we're not a function. But because we're building a struct here, right? Wait. This is weird. Maybe let me look at how this is processed. Yeah, so this is before the bytecode build stage that we check this, which, yeah, is not so good. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So let me look back at the user code. Like, what really needs to work here? We're making this thing. We're getting the biggest size out of all the types that are passed in. Okay, so the thing is, here's what I don't get. I feel like in order for us to get to the point where we're even trying to send this message that has this thing in it that we don't have the type for completed, the type info, actually, which is a different thing, which we could try to address that. But before we've gotten there, I believe we need to have instantiated this type. And if we instantiated this type, this thing uses the type info. That's how get biggest size works. Oh yeah, here. This was a different issue too. So when you cast a type to a pointer to type info, and if the size is not ready, that is very, very bad. So I think there's a problem. So we're detecting a problem here in the messaging, but I believe, and we will now verify, that there's actually a problem happening much sooner, which is here. So it had better be a non-negative size, and I think we're going to see a -1 there. Well, we don't even get there. I don't understand that. I don't understand how we haven't. Oh, you know what? Right, maybe we've done this, but we just haven't done this. And that if we fix this problem, okay. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it yet. So I believe somebody did report this problem as well. This one I actually know how to fix because this happens during compile time execution. We can look for a cast from a type and stall. And we have a general mechanism for stalling during compile time execution. We don't like to do it, but we have a way to do it, right? And it's always a bummer to add more times that we do it, but you do what you have to do. Now that said, when we are inferring an array literal, we could demand that the type is sized. Before we even infer. I don't really know that that solves any problem. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to revert this whole file, please. I want to go we're just going to take out the varargs part of this equation. Size A, size B, size C. A, B, C. Biggest equals max, size A, max, size B, size C. Okay. And there we go. Delay thing compilation. Okay, that just means we're not hitting this bug now, interestingly. So what's happening is the dude who sent the repro is using a placeholder that never gets filled out to force this to never be able to compile. It's like, so, you know, you take a thing that could happen sporadically because of, you know, unordered compilation, and you basically force it to happen by having this thing never be ready. But the fact that we're getting this error message now means that we didn't have a problem, which is interesting, which means that maybe in struct arguments, I do, right. Okay. In polymorph, I check struct arguments, which actually means that really, let's go look at that, because we can just extend that. I'm not sure if I really think that's good, because it feels like it might be an incomplete solution, but it'll solve this problem and it'll be better for now. Well, in long term, we're trying to restructure a lot of things about the compiler to make it more threadable anyway. So, yes. So, let me search for pipe size. Yes. So, oh, that's for the interface keyword explicitly. Needs pre-yield. Okay, so whose needs pre-yield? When do we call this? For all the input arguments, right? But see, here we're just checking the types. Okay, the problem is there's two ways Wait, that's the type give. We're checking the type. Maybe we're sleeping in bind definers. I shouldn't have reverted that file, bro. I was Roberta Williams, but that I could have stepped and seen where it's sleeping currently. That would have been useful information. It's probably actually down here. So, for example, if we stall here when we see a value that we're going to bind to a polymorph variable, then that's fine. And although actually this doesn't seem to have a stall mechanism. Hold on. I thought it did. Learning all sorts of things about code I wrote. Bind definers. Input defin e status. Yeah, there's no yield here. Okay. Is there a way, do we check? This doesn't look like the thing that would yield there. Oh, right. This pre-yield is about the fact that bind definers doesn't yield, so we do it first. Because I didn't want to dirty this up with yielding. Oh, you know what it is? It's in like the proposal or something. Or the do polymorph. So this is in the matching. Let me check one more time. But I don't think it's in here. Apply modify directives. We don't have those. Do polymorph. For all the arguments, if the inferred type is not set, I don't think that's the problem here. Bakes that need checking. I don't think that's an issue here. That's a different thing. I don't see the place that yields. Need infer to continue polymorph matching. Okay. I don't think that this even comes into play either, because this isn't a looping match. Guys, this compiler, it's got some code in it. So there's our bind definers pre-yield we were just looking at. And I'm just basically looping. Okay. I do not see anything that checks for that in the scalar case. So yes. What should we do is the question. Okay, so this is how we actually call the polymorph code, is we get one of these. So if we're a struct, and we just go there. Well, I'm tempted to go retype the changes in that function and just find out where it's yielding. It's like I'm doing archaeological science on my own compiler. Right? That is one tactic we could do. I'm thinking now that maybe, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Oops. I meant that. Okay, so let's go. I'm just going to copy this here just so we have another copy. And I'm going to do all the same changes. Actually, let's just do it with one type. That'll be briefer, right? We're going to get biggest type on A. Get biggest size. Let's just do this. Revert the whole file. Okay, so biggest is this, not mcast. Let's. Oh, you know what? Let's avoidance of doubt. Okay, so here we're just going to pass thing, because these other two arguments are not a problem, right? Undeclared identifier it. Okay. Now, what if I do this? Boom. So now we have a small difference that we can make. Oh, we're getting the other thing. So now this isn't hitting the compilation error, but it's hitting the runtime error. So let's write that out, because it might be that we fix one and it doesn't fix the other. In fact, that's quite possible. So that's good. We have a repro for that. Right, we're asserting that size is not -1, but it is. Okay. But that's kind of weird. So what if I go here? That's even totally different. Why? Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. So it just depends on which one we're passing to the thing. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. I'm going to boil some water for tea. And when we come back, I will decide between either just fixing this one, because I think this is not hard to fix, or continuing to attack this one by understanding why it doesn't happen in this other case. The problem is well, let me go. So was B the original one? Yeah, so that's this whole original one. Okay, so and then if I change this back, we get that. And the question is, why? Why? All right, back in a second. Water heat. Okay, the water is boiling. I'm going to look for a polymorph at line 7 and see what happens. Line 7. We don't even get there. Oh, too many struct arguments. Well, that would explain why Tragan doesn't even get there. What? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Dude, I have like a shoulder being unhappy. All right, so there we go. So keep that number around in case we need it. Let's just see what happens. Okay. We return, we yield, which is fine. We're gonna run it again. Oh, the water's ready. Back in a sec. We are drinking one of the new teas sent to me by Kaylee from Firefly. It is caffeine free for nighttime. It is called Northern Lights Tea. Not having Golden Monkey. It's frickin' 10 p.m. here. It's frickin' 10 p.m. That's like NPM, but it's 10 p.m. Okay. Now, we are here. Infer types for struct instantiation procedure call. Okay. We say sort arguments. And we push a polymorph. You know what? Maybe we just don't put the location info on the polymorph, which is why that breakpoint didn't work. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, well, that's why my breakpoint didn't work. We can do this. frickin'. Okay. Let's put the breakpoint here anyway, because it's annoying to have to step in. There we go. Boom. Now, it's not a procedure, it's a struct. Make polymorph from procedure call. So this is just going to yield, I'm pretty sure, right? Let's just verify. Yield upon. No. They just didn't give a shit. Really? Let's, oh, you know, because this is a slightly different program than the other one, let's verify that, no, we know type thing must not be ready because it's permanently blocked. Maybe actually, that's not a question. Okay, so, well, we got a proposal probably. And that means we get this target type. We don't yield. Okay. So result is going to be an ast struct. And if we look in the so the arguments block is going to have no arguments now, right? Remember 0. Constants block is going to have 1. All right. And that's a declaration. I don't know why. What? What is happening? Okay. So, this expression is a type definition for that struct. I don't know why we're not getting the frickin' Visual Studio. This is a type definition. Okay. Struct thing. Yeah, fine. We know that. But we have a type info. Oh, but the runtime size is -1. Okay, but this is weird because we have the type info though. So what I was looking for was, where is the place that we stall if we haven't got the type info? But we have got the type info. I'm a little bit confused. So it's still in the size pipe. So I'm not sure when the type info gets assigned. You know, probably we should assign it right away anyway. that would be a thing that we could think about doing. It would alleviate some problems. Hope you all are enjoying what a complicated, weird debugging session this is. I used to do this frickin' all day, every day. Okay. So this is a case where it's just coming out different. And like we have the type info in one place and not in the other place. Okay, you know what? Let's solve the bugs that we can solve. Okay. So because we seem to have two different bugs here, I mean, maybe one would solve the other, but the thing is, you would be able to create this other bug in some way by trying hard, even if you fix the other thing. So what I am pivoting toward right this second is let's fix this one. No, this one. Let's fix that one. Because I think this one's easy. And then we can think about what to do about the other one. Because there might be very, very, very easy solutions. Like, maybe you just always make the frickin' type info for the struct. See, instead of like chasing down all these little cases and making sure the type info is there, I'm just like, let's just make sure it's there. Because we create an empty one and then fill it out later anyway. And it's unique. It's not like we ever have to bind it to anything. It's unique to that struct. So we might as well just frickin' do it. That is what I think. And that would solve this problem without adding any more complexity, any more yielding anywhere. You don't need to yield for something that is guaranteed to have happened, right? And I would like to decrease the amount of yielding that we do. And so that all sounds great to me. However, the existence of the type info is separate from this problem. So let's solve this one. This one, it exists, but it hasn't been completed yet. Like, we don't know the size of the struct. So, oh, you know what? This doesn't happen in bytecode runner. It's in builder. Emit cast. So we at least have to be type checking this. Type definition is direct pointer type. Aha. Okay, literally nobody is calling this. So that's gonzo. I thought I had found it. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is evaluating type definition. Oh, cast. Wasn't I just looking at type checking? What is going on? Okay, type definition. This is a totally different... Wait, is it? Yeah. Okay. Cast is auto, get inferred type expression. Maybe const expr cast. I should break in the type checking for this specific cast to see what's happening. First I got to pour the tea. Okay, so it looks like we don't do type definitions here. Let's just, yeah, let's check. Let's look at the type checking for this. So we want a cast in, so we're in tagged union C, and we want a cast on line 84. And I just want to see what the type checking is for this. It's probably fine. Okay. This is an old breakpoint that we skip. Here we are. Cast load info. Wrong one probably. Wait, really? Really? Line 84. Let's just see. Let's look at the express. Okay, cast cats, target type. Type instantiation, okay. Pointer. Is it a pointer? How do I know? Inst flat, oh God. Inst pointer, yes, so we're casting to a pointer. To a pointer to type valued expression, ident, is it A? Is it A? Why do I not see? That's so weird, dude. Just doesn't work consistently. Type info. Right. Oh, no. This is the right one, maybe. So, right? We're casting to pointer to type info. Oh, the expression is A. So if I go cast expression, ident A. Okay, we found the right one. That's all I wanted to know. I don't know why the load info is what it is, but like, okay, fine. We're going to save this number down here. Now, this is, what do we do with this? If this cast is invalid, bytecode builder will complain when it tries to perform it. Okay, that's fine. So it is what it is. So now we're going to go to bytecode builder. We're going to go to this cast. We're going to go to emit cast. We're going to say this particular cast. Okay. Right, I forgot that we defer the, like, there was this whole thing where you can do, so most type checking in the compiler happens in that file typer. Sometimes we defer it to other places if it's much more convenient for us, and in this case it was. Okay, so just a ton of if statements here. Oh my God, so many if statements. Dest is a pointer. Whoa, what? What was that last line? Squeeze me? Source type is equal to type def type. Return value register. Okay. Problemo. Problemo. Actually solvable, though. So the thing is, like I said, I try to avoid yields. Bytecode builder can't yield in the middle of building bytecode, which is actually, it would be a much simpler yielding system than in Typer, but I don't want to add it because I would rather that it just fucking crank and do a bunch of things. So by the time we get here, this type needs to be ready. So back here in Typer, here's what we're going to do. If cast target type pointer to and no. What? It just fucking changed what I typed. Like, fuck off, please. Cast target type value pointer to and cast RHS type since we are casting from a type to a pointer, the type will be read, so we need to make sure we know everything about it since this may be evaluated by a compile time execution, or I don't know, man. Okay, so need sized to build RHS type and cast. Didn't solve it. What the actual fuck? What? Hold on. Hold your horses. Did I get this right? Need size to build. The size is greater than or equal to 0. What? What? RHS type. Oh, it's type. It's the fucking expression. Oh. Oh. Right, this is a runtime value. It's not a compile time value. This code that I just typed doesn't do anything because it's... See, I get confused about this sometimes. Because it's type def type, dude. It's known. We know how big types are. You don't have to... Okay. Okay. That was the wrong intervention. We'll get it eventually. Right, this really is a runtime thing. So, well, let's just look at the runtime thing. So, do I still have that number? Yes. So we're going to go to bytecode runner, which is where I was looking initially, and then I decided to look at earlier things because I got confused. It happens. It happens to the worst of us. We get confused. Because whoa. Because the bytecode builder may not output, like if it decides that it's trivial, okay. Trivial. Okay, but no. Here's what we're going to do. We have a special instruction. Watch this shit. We think it's trivial. Trivial in principle, but the type may not be ready, so we output a stallable type table emit just to make sure we know the type. We know everything about the type. This is kind of a waste, but okay. This happens rarely, and these instructions would be optimized out. All right. These instructions are only needed for compile time execution. Maybe we could flag it as such and thus not generate machine code, thereby not needing an optimizer, not relying on an optimizer. Okay. Okay, so instruction. So Ryan changed this stuff, so I don't know exactly. Emit type stallable, and that's going to take some arguments. A value number. Dude, Put the star in the right place, please. Okay. Emit type stallable. Ignored. Oh, this is, see, I can't do this either. Bro, I need to make a new byte code. I need to, see, this is so lame. I am so unhappy about this. So the way to continue with this, because the problem is, again, this is runtime only. So we don't know the type. These things are for emitting types that are known. What we're trying to say is, hey man, bytecode runner should stall. If we don't know the thing. See, I'm unhappy with this. Now I'm like, if it comes down to adding an extra bytecode, on the one hand, that would fix this thing. It actually wouldn't generate any machine code because the backends would just know, oh, that bytecode is stupid. We're going to ignore it. On the other hand, I don't want to add another bytecode. So now I'm like, how did we come to this? Is Cocaine Bear going to be on Amazon? Because we could do a watch party. Theatrical? Well, it'll be on Amazon eventually. We got to watch us some Cocaine Bear. Guys, I'm really unhappy with how this is going. But, okay, on the other hand, let's look at it this way. The fact that this is the kind of bug that we're left with, this bug is kind of a systemic, annoying design artifact. The design of the compiler has here a fundamental flaw of some kind that at the very least requires a lot of annoying handling. It could be worse than that. It could be that it's not possible to get it right, but I think it is. It's just annoying, and we're missing some stuff. But the fact that that's the kind of bug that we're left with sort of means all the lame, stupid bugs, well, not all of them, but most of the easy ones are not being hit because this is the kind of thing that people are hitting. And that makes me feel a little better. But I'm a little bit now changing my mind again and saying I'm going to go back to attacking the other bug because I thought this one was easy. I now realize, I mean, it's easy in a certain way. Like, I know the solution to this particular problem, but it involves adding another bytecode. It's a very simple bytecode that does almost nothing.
But like that adds weight to the compiler. Just like having more byte codes that do stupid things is not that good. So if I can avoid that, I would like to. And so this has been progress. We now know how to solve this problem. But, and it's a big but, maybe if we solve the other bug, this one isn't even an issue anyway. Right? So now I'm thinking about that. I'm actually not convinced that that's true. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not true. In fact, you know what? I'm going to add the bytecode because I just totally did a sick 180 in my mind. And the reason I'm going to add the bytecode is because it maybe opens up another class of features maybe later. I don't know. Maybe it... Maybe it doesn't do that. Okay, I'll put it this way. For as long as we continue to do this thing where types can get through type checking without being totally resolved, which I think is necessary for nonlinear compilation, by the way. That's why we do it. Then I think this is always going to... Okay, we're going to add the bytecode, even though part of me hates it. No check-in, explain. Okay, so we're going to add a new instruction. We're going to say instruction compile time execution may stall on dynamic type. So we're making clear in the name that other people may not care about this. Emit type stallable. Compile time execution may stall on dynamic type. I don't even know how these macros work anymore. I did some version of these macros originally, and the whole thing was revamped. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Okay, we got to fix this. Boom. All right. Okay, whatever. Line number, BC emit, no. Whoa, this is typos. This should say stallable. This was a pasta, right? Probably. I assume that this is created by those macros. What is vreg access W? That's for writing. Hey, look, it's a total mess. Oh yeah, just for that. That's just regular C++ being an idiot. That's not anything special. Compile time execution may stall on dynamic type. Okay, so, oh, bytecode underscore on that one. Function does not take one argument because we're passing. I thought it was a macro, but we're doing this explicitly. What's the next problem? Start lexical block, local functions, or what? Bruh. Bruh. How I be forgetting the brace? Okay. Now the problem is, one does not simply add a bytecode instruction without doing a bunch of shit everywhere. So I'm going to search for emit type table stallable and like not find anything. Oh, emit type stallable. And everywhere there is one of these, we probably need one. Actually, this is all fine. This is fine. That's fine. Bytecode printing, we need one, right? Because you gotta print the schmint. Stallable. Case. In point. CTE may stall on type. See, this is... I don't even know how many copy pastas were made in this conversion. Okay. So that's a schminked-bloid. Now, bytecode runner. We'll do that one last, because that's the one that we actually have to do some programming. Inline, we got to do, even though it's for some reason not fucking turned on right now. I don't know why. I thought we had turned it on long ago. All right, so case this instruction compile time execution may stall on dynamic type. Remap VN BC. God, this is such a pain in the ass, dude. All right. So that's a schminkeltroid. Remap VN value offset. Bytecode. Okay. LLVM converter and x64 converter, which are easy. Easy clap. Easy clap. Okay, so now bytecode runner is the thing. This is another fucking typo. Bro. Okay. So we're checking that. Now, let's just do this. Auto A equals that. Dot pointer. If pointer hope I can do that with a static cast. I don't know. Now this could crash if somebody gave us garbage data. But it is what it is. We're going to want to explain this. So if it's a type definition, there we go. Syntax error dot. Static cast. Reinterpret cast. Hey, look, it didn't fucking solve anything. All that. And we somehow did not stall on anything. Let's make sure we're outputting that instruction. So again, we're in tagged union C. We can go dump, and I want to see that. Literally not there. Oh, yes, it is there. Compile time execution may stall on type v1. But that's not the right register. I don't think. Maybe it is. I think that's the L value accidentally. Let's actually separate this out. So we can go TI, the wrapper, is this, and that'll have its own line number. All right. So this is line 84. 84, 84. Copy v3 equals v1. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is getting the runtime size member and all that. Okay. I mean, why not? Okay, we're running a modify directive. That's not. Let me ask, do we ever frickin' stall? Nope. Okay, so BC debug expression L0 84. That's right, right? Right, 84. So we've got a pointer. Okay. Defen. It is a type definition. No, wait, what? Wait, what? What? Hold on. It looked like it was. Defen. Oh, asked uninitialized. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. What's that? Oh, is it a type info? It's a type info. I was a goofball, guys. No, it's not a... Maybe it is. Wait, what? What? Did we pass an int as the first? No, it's literally... I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. There is some... So I believe it should be a type info star here. However, there's also... Yeah, okay. So much to talk about here. But it should be... Wait, we're in a modified directive. What? Okay, this isn't... This is the wrong line. Check it out. That's why it's an integer. Yeah. Yeah, okay, 84. Thank you. Type info pointer. It's a struct. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, so remember TI the wrapper. Like, we forgot to be a fan of TI the wrapper. Okay. So we're not going to do this one. Okay. Basically a huge pasta job that we can fix up later. We don't have stalled on deafen. We have extra deafen. Okay. Let's put this back then. Okay. Hey guys. It works. I mean, it doesn't look like it works, but it works. It works. GG. Ship it. Well, I mean, there's a whole other problem that we would like to... Now, we could have caused problems elsewhere. It might not be clear sailing. But it might be clear sailing. If it was COD, you'd ship it. Dude, if it was COD, I would have shipped it 5 years ago. And it would have a different name. And it would have a logo. Any COD tonight? I don't know. We might do some. I'm so fed up with the game. Again, like, I'd rather watch streamers play it than play it myself. But, you know, I gotta keep this the aim trainer skills up, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Okay, well, this is check-inable. But we have some no check-ins, so I need to explain myself. We got 3 of them, but I think one of them is vestigial. Yeah, this one's gone. That's like one of those times when you wake up and you were like, why did I act like that at that frickin' party? Okay, bytecode builder, bytecode runner. If we cast from type to type info or any other pointer, we generate one of these. Dang it. It's here to make sure that e.g. a struct type is complete before we return you a pointer to its info at compile time. You might think that this is something you'd guard against in type checking, but at least at present, the thinking is that this is pretty undesirable and actually kind of impossible if you think of structs as being potentially very big. Then if you force them to be complete all the time, you end up with circular dependencies unless you introduce some ordered compilation structure that you force the user to think about, which we do not want to do. Okay. Dear me. It's December 1st already. Oh my God. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay. You know what? If we cast from type to anything, if you start with a type and you cast to anything, we will fucking do this. Run the tests again. And we're going to have to add a regression test for this one. Yeah, how's it December, guys? It was like just my birthday. What the actual fuck? Your new monitor has a bright pixel on it. Oh man, dude, that hasn't happened to me in so many years. Remember when it used to be that, like, if you buy a monitor, if it had less than 5 dead pixels, that was, you couldn't return it because that was expected. Remember that? Good times. Good times. Okay. I don't buy monitors that often. Even the monitors I'm using right now, the newest monitor I have is my 120 hertz gamer monitor, which was one of the first ones. So it's pretty old now. It is some kind of Asus situation. It's got very bad color quality. I'm reading chat in very bad color quality. Okay, let's make this regression test. Now, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to this. I'm just going to copy tagged union C completely. Don't care about any of this stuff. Okay. Now, let's make sure that still works. It does. Okay, let's get rid of the dump. And we're going to say this test is expected to fail by delay thing compilation not being filled. The reason is this is how we force type thing not to ever complete, which then exposes problems that may exist in other functionality that does not properly check whether thing is complete. Okay, so that's great. We're going to write this to tests fails incomplete struct. Tests fails in nincompoop struct. Okay, and now we want to go to here. These are alphabetical, and I've been getting messy about this. Incomplete struct should fail with was not filled. If we see anything besides that, it broke. All right, so let's put these in order. Incomplete struct, overload anonymous struct, number mismatch. Okay, this is, I'm happy enough with this that type something. This could be good enough, and I could leave the other bug for later. Because it is freaking painful to work on this kind of bug for me. After all this, like I've just done so much of this on this compiler and I just don't have enough help. You know, it sucks and it hurts working on this. So I might give it a little break until later, just to pace it. But there we go. We'll give it a second for these to complete. And then we check it in, and I will give this, you know what, let's go to the modules folder. These are not going to get checked in, but I don't like spare files hanging around the modules folder. So we have tagged union C gone. B is still like relevant, so we're going to leave that around. Okay. I have fixed the invalid thing size problem for the next beta. The crash I am still working on will update. Okay. I think people like to know that their bugs are being addressed. Your monitor has dead columns and you use it. Actually, this monitor, the Asus monitor that I mentioned, is like, it doesn't always do it, but very often, like the left half and the right half of the monitor are like misaligned somehow. So you get a seam down the middle of the image, but it's not in hardware. It's like in the image driving firmware or something, because it doesn't always happen. Hope you get more support or time energy soon. Yeah, I mean, basically we need to ship some games. You know, the whole situation is so for my entire career, I have always not followed the money, right? So when we made Braid, we did not turn around and make Braid 2, which would have been the fiscally profitable maximization thing to do. Instead, I made this really hard game called The Witness that we had no reason to think would succeed. That took a really long time. Did well, you know. We did not make The Witness 2. And in fact, we did not reuse that engine. I was like, I'm going to throw away this entire technology investment that we made in this game engine. And I'm going to make a new engine, or we will make a new engine, in a whole new programming language. Why not, right? And so it's been a tremendous investment. And it's just like, because we're doing that, we can't grow the team as much, you know, because we just are limited in resources. So once we start shipping more games again, which is still going to take a while, unfortunately, you know, we could hopefully have more people working on this stuff. It is what it is. Braid or a live beach volleyball? Hell yeah. I mean, I could have shipped Braid Tactics, which I sort of had a prototype for. It wasn't very good, but I could have kept working on it till it was good. I could have done all these things. I could have been a contender. I could have been a contender. One would think I'd reuse this new. Yeah, the plan is to keep reusing the new engine. I mean, we'll probably swap parts out. So one thing that we're doing that's kind of toward the end of the technology train is the pre-computed illumination, right? We probably would do that a different way for whatever game we do after this. So we might swap that component out, but the engine, broadly speaking, is likely to live on for quite a while. Because I don't have a good reason now to completely rewrite the engine anymore. Okay, let me rerun this. Did I just rerun this with? I did. Okay, so I'm going to commit. I'm going to say we fixed one of two of our bad problems. We say fix compile time execution returning pointers to type info for incomplete structs. And that's, honestly, this has been a problem. There's a no check-in in the tagged union module. We're going to revert that. Revert to Williams. All right. This has been a problem that I knew I needed to address for a while. And so it's nice. It's nice to have it addressed. This is already a good enough beta to ship to people, and especially because we have someone waiting on the LLVM thing that we painfully did this morning, I might just ship one tonight. Still a bit bummed we never got Braid Burger Time. I know, dude. But, I mean, the problem is you guys played Mountain King and hated it, right? So how do you know you would have liked Burger Time? Like, I never got to the point where I had a good design for Burger Time. I was just like, Burger Time is about walking across the burgers so you could go backwards. I don't know. Like, can I demo braid tactics? No, not right now. It wasn't very good to play. Okay. The problem I have with shipping betas now is due to my high technology Gmail BCC email list. Like, not everybody gets the beta emails anymore because they start bouncing due to too many emails. So now I have to fucking figure out, I don't even remember the website that I used for like bulk emailing keys to people earlier this year. Because, I wrote a little script that sends, you had to write a different key to each person. So I wrote a little program that sent those emails out. And I forget even what the name of the website is where I have some account where I did this. Can I temporarily split it into 2 beta email lists? No, I don't want to do that because it already kind of sucks to do it this way for other reasons. Like, it's literally like Gmail doesn't have any concept of a contact list that isn't your like global personal contacts that syncs to your phone and whatever else, right? So like, I'm literally using that. It's just stupid. Can't use Mountain King as a litmus test because it didn't have time mechanics. It had non-rewindable in some sense, but I guess, yeah, I don't know. Right, I guess I can look back at the beta key mailer. Email keys. So this is one of the things that I'm really happy about in this language is I used to use Perl all the time to do this kind of thing. And it was a giant pain in the ass. Just even to install Perl every time you want to use some script on a new computer and make sure all the libraries are there. And like this was a totally fun program to write that I would have used Perl for back in the day. And it was fine. And it's written in the same systems language that we make games in. And like, this is the whole fucking program. And it was totally reasonable. So I'm very happy about that kind of thing. I just wish I had another $10 million. That's all. Why does Sam, what's his name, get $16 billion and I can't even get $10 million to actually do shit with? I don't know. Actually, the answer is I've gotten tens of millions of dollars before. I just spent it all. Okay. Making video games, which is expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive. He lost 16 billion. Well, you know, he lost a lot of it, but some of it is in his pocket right now. So I'm just saying. Okay, so where did I email it to? Maybe I didn't put the email address in. SMTP host. Socket Labs. That probably was it. I just typed Socket Lambs. Socket Lab. Okay. I probably have a login here. Chrome knows my password. Oh, dude. I have reports. Look at all my emails. It got like reset at some point because I have the free tier account. All right, I could try using this for the next beta email. And we'll see how it goes. Socket Lambs. Socket Lambs. Da na 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 na. Oh, the Socket Lambs. I don't think there was anything doxable on that screen. I hope not. I hope not. Socket Lambs. No, 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 no. So they have a send mailing button. No content. How do I make a list of people to send to? Edit. The edit button is great. New. Oh, God. Look, this is the kind of thing this is. Look, I could send these. Imagine getting a compiler beta email and it's got like the clip art of the construction workers. And it's like, we're still working on the compiler. Or it's got like workout buddies. Yeah, I don't... It might be... It might be harder to figure out how to send a regular text only. Okay. Okay, but I want to figure out how to make the list. How do I make the list? Email Marketing Center. This is email marketing, guys. Recipient lists. Create a new list. A CSV file. Only .csv files are accepted at this time. That's fine. It could be a trivial CSV file with one column. What are we using? We use fog bugs, but not that heavily lately. So I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it. Well, guys, do I sign off? It's 11 p.m. This is my life. I worked on Compiler. We streamed for like 6 hours today. That's a chunk. It's a chunk. I play video game. I don't know. I kind of don't want to. Like, I kind of want to do something relaxing and rewarding. Like, you know, it would be really relaxing and rewarding if these games were done and we got to release them. Actually, that would be stressful for a short period of time, and then afterward, relaxing and rewarding. But neither game that we are working on will be done for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to need you to stay in for the weekend and do some TPS reports. Oh. The Linux build keeps failing, but it's not my fault, so I'm going to ignore it. We did something really cool on the, people probably saw on the stream, but we've done a bunch of cool stuff on the game, the Sokoban game. And it's sort of the last few big pieces in that we needed, I think. And they're there now. And so I think it is just straight on kicking ass until the game is done at this point. Which is good, honestly. All out of bubble gum. All out of bubble gum. Are there any technical questions about what we did today? Did anyone actually care about what we were doing and follow it enough to like know anything and ask anything? Is that a thing? Is it possible? I got recommended this book today, which I just bought the audiobook of. Has anyone read this? Hoffer, the True Believer, narrated by Charlton Griffin. I got the audiobook because, you know, when you're driving or on a plane, easy to listen to. You have a question. Is it an on-topic question? The new bytecode is just like an attribute at the beginning of a function. No. Okay. It is an instruction that we output only. So in that case, when we did that function dump, it happened to appear at the top of the function. But that's only because that cast was the first thing that we were doing in the function, right? What this instruction is anytime we cast a type to a pointer, that means if that function is running at compile time execution, the user level code could look through the pointer into the data about the type, right? That's what that means. You can't do that until you cast it because, you know, types are opaque. You can't see anything about them. So what that instruction says is stall execution until this type is ready. And so it's very rare. I even said in the comment that it's rare. Like, we only output it when you cast from a type to a pointer, which most of your programming ain't going to do, right? And that's why there's not really efficiency concerns. And also, of course, it doesn't actually map to any instructions in the output executable. It only matters during compile time. Wait, there's another theoretical minimum coming out? That's cool. I never read the first one, though. Will you have game engine? Yes. Yes. So it's only used by the compile time evaluation? Yes. That is the case. So unfortunately, I cannot ship the beta until this test. Let me do one more thing, which is this test is failing. I'm going to mark it as broken. It's something that someone else on the team is working on. Print type via dynamic library. So how do we do broken? Broken is true. This is currently broken on Linux. Okay. All right. Mark the broken test as broken. And then that should then, so now actually, one good thing that happened lately is we have continuous integration running on Linux, which is how we know. Okay, so before, we wouldn't have even known that it was broken on Linux because we only ever had a build server running on Windows, right? So now, Raphael wrote a thing, it just talks over TCP to multiple servers and sees who ran what or how'd they go. And so, yeah, so now we know if it fails on Linux, which is good. And then if it doesn't fail, it of course gives us a binary back. And that means I don't have to build the binary manually anymore, which hopefully is good. What do I think the most useful new feature? It's not about the features exactly. There are lots of useful features, but it's about it being a bitchin' sports car. A bitchin' sports car has good features, but is not about the features. Okay. You want cup holders? Well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay extra for the cup holders. Going to have to pay extra for the cup holders. What are the key differences? The key differences is instead of saying if, we say if X. Also, we have more colons than C. The end. I mean, it's true. Did I lie? Did I lie? No, I did not lie. Hey, look, Steam wants to fucking restart. Bite me. Oh, yeah. Do I have as many we actually don't use question mark right now. I'd been saving it for something and we haven't actually frickin' used it. So we have fewer question marks than C and C++, which is crazy. If they decide that question marks contribute to global warming, we're going to get so much in like ESG benefits, it's going to be nuts. Oh, this might not cause a rebuild, actually. Okay, let's... let's just do this. Bump el buildo. Was SOA as useful as I initially expected? No, I removed it years ago. Why do people keep asking me about that? That hasn't been in this programming language in a long ass time. Removed it years a fucking go. I guess people got excited about that video. It was a fun demo to do, but like it turned out not to be a good feature that made sense. So bye-bye. Oh, you just watched the presentation recently. The first one. I don't think we actually implemented SOA in the first one, did we? We might have. The first one with a working compiler? Or do you mean just the one where I'm talking about ideas? Dude, that one is so far from what the language actually is now, it's funny. But that's how you get started on things, you know? You have some ideas, and you start following the ideas, and then you go somewhere. And hopefully it's good. Can Casey finish Handmade Hero with it? The last thing that I would encourage Casey to do is rewrite from scratch in a different language any of the things he is working on. That is not how you get things done soon. You just print enums. It's fine. If you print an enum, it prints the enum. It's like not rocket science. Isn't Handmade Hero sort of finished? I actually don't know. I haven't checked in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Build fixed by marking it as broke. All right. That is great. Now then, yeah. I guess I could package the builds. actually emailing about it is going to take a little time, as mentioned. Wait, we didn't get a Linux binary. We're supposed to. I guess I'll wait a little bit for that. Oh, you know what? $10 a.m. You ain't checked in at Linux build because it's been broken the whole day. So maybe it runs more tests on it and then checks it in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what? The beta user, I was going to sign off because I'm getting a little tired, but sometimes when there's easy things to do, we can keep going. And the beta user who reported that selection problem that we started the stream with reminded me that he had also reported in the same report some other things. Yes. Okay, here's what I want to do, actually. I want to do a couple things. That selection fix that I did, on the one hand, was like more succinct than the one that was suggested in the patch. On the other hand, it is a little bit non-robust in that we kind of have an empty selection for a little bit, and then we wait till the draw proc, and like there could be race conditions in the thing that I did where like if you make an empty selection and then do something on the same frame, something weird happens. So what I would like to do instead, what he suggested in the email and what it sounds like a good idea to me, is that instead of doing this, we could make a function that we call every time we modify the selection that just turns it off if it's empty, right? So like, I'm looking for other selection was modified, right? And then if active, if and start character is equal to end character, okay. So now if we do this every place that, well, that we modify the selection, then yeah. make forward selection. Literally nobody calls this. What? Oh, wait. This is just that. Select all. We're just going to do that. Because when you select all, it could be empty. Wait. Begin selection. Oh, that's not. Let me see what he was suggesting. Update selection after cursor movement. Yep, that's what we just got in the select all function. Okay, so, okay. Update autocomplete and active selection isn't cleared. Right. Match selection. See, I'm not. Not sure what's the best place to do this. Also, when you call set input, maybe I should just clear the selection, right? Like, isn't it kind of weird to maintain selection when you set the input? Let's just see. Let's make sure I didn't totally break stuff. Okay. So the original thing was here, delete, delete, delete. Ah, it didn't fix it. What? Oh, because, right. The problem is, we also need the thing in draw that I had, actually. Tracking mouse. Now, where did I do this? Where did I do this? Lol. Why did I not see? Oh, because I was looking for start character. See, here, yeah, I don't totally love it, but let's just see. I don't, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know. Wait, why am I running the game? That is not what we're doing here. Okay, we went here, we went delete, 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 shmoop, shmeep. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, sexy widgets. It seems like that is perhaps better. Anyway, Casey, I do not want to get canceled for objectifying widgets. Because widge selves have their own identity that must be respected. I mean, I don't know what kind of trouble you're trying to get me into. Oh, you sent that email. Okay. Probably good to test. You can drag select text. Yes. I mean, okay, that kind of didn't fucking work. Like it didn't start at the right place. See, this is the kind of thing, we need to make some automated tests for this. All right. What literally just fucking happened? Oh, okay. So when I hit escape, it doesn't reset the string. I'm going to have to think about what... That's more like what the application is doing than the widget set. It's just unfortunate. All right. When I hit enter, it does set the string. Okay. So... So this is the confusing thing, is that sometimes we set an empty selection and it needs to start empty for, yeah, see here I'm drag selecting. Maybe it just doesn't work for the, no, it's starting on the D. No, now it just worked. I want to go to bed. Actually, I don't want to go to bed. I just want to stop programming and streaming, honestly. And I wanted to ship the beta. Okay. I don't know if this is related to the code that was just changed, or if it was a pre-existing condition that could be used to deny me health insurance. Like, it kind of seems mostly fine. It might just be confusion about something. See, here, we haven't been doing any of this stuff in here, and it, like, skipped the first character. Okay, let me comment this stuff out. And we're going to see if it behaves better. And when it does, I'll be sad. Hey, look, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect. Yeah, god damn it. All right. You know, okay. Let's look at who calls this again. I don't even know what this make forward selection was. Like that. Yeah, is that in the frickin' game? I don't think so. No. Okay, so where are we calling this again? Select all, that is not what's happening. Update selection after cursor movement. Right, so the problem here is we're starting cursor movement. And if we drag in the first update, not enough to reset things, then we're resetting things. So this is the problem is, maybe it's fine. You know, when I said, see, it's actually not correct to do this if we're dragging. Because dragging is modal. Like, okay, here's what we do. All these things that are not modal, it's correct to do this. Okay. So now we've made things more complicated. Yay. Yay. Update selection after cursor. Wait, dragging doesn't do it? Did I literally just do that for nothing? Hold on. Hold on. Why am I a bad programmer today? To the mouse click handling. That is why the drag is messing up. Oh, selection was modified is the problem. Select all. I see. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Was modified. Active and start character is equal to end character. Right, this is this very simple thing. And we only want to do this when we're not frickin' dragging. If we are in the middle of dragging, it is the wrong time. I could have maybe assert. I don't know if there's any other variable to assert on. Okay. It's this one. That was wrong right there. If we're tracking the mouse, yeah, we don't. All right. Let's put a thing here. Okay, actually, see, I was about to assert that we're not tracking the mouse, but I bet you can make that happen by like dragging and then putting in a keyboard input, because we don't stop the drag at that time. Maybe we should abort the drag if you like do a keyboard input, but for now I will ignore. So, okay, first of all, accurate, 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 accurate. Okay, this is better. And then we're doing this thing where we just click, we delete, 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 we shift. Okay, that's working. That's working. That's working. Okay. So this is better. I was overzealous in terms of where I added this thing. That's fine. One word, tiredness. Yeah, although I shouldn't have been tired. It's more like I kind of had a weird headache today. I got plenty of sleep. I had a nice day for a lot of the day. It just went by really fast, I think, which was weird. Probably because I've streamed for 7 hours. That'll do it. And it's that I had a lot of LLVM in the morning made it painful. And then that I had, nonlinear compilation woes. Dude, I've spent, I want to say, more than 1 year of my life debugging nonlinear compilation woes. Like, it's a lot. That's hopefully an overestimate, but Okay, so let me check the email that you sent about what else we should be looking at here. Because I want to just take care of all these. Oh, autocomplete. So here was a thing. Now, the thing is, when I type, okay. So here we've got an auto selection in green. I'm selecting some text. Okay, so that, I tab completed it, and that was just, I think, the set text doing it. I want to pick something, chai juice, no, D-E. I need something with more than one completion. There, okay. Gyokuro, Golden Monkey, and Genmaicha. So if I select the G, I can tab through and it stays selected. Is that weird? Sure. G. I'm going to select the G. I'm going to tab for a bit. I mean, sure. It seems okay. Okay. Also reported, which I had forgotten about. Abort a clipboard insert if there is nothing to paste. Let's take a look at that. Okay, this is going to be a more annoying diff because we've changed it a bunch, but we will figure it out. Get rect widgets, text input. Boom. Okay, so something about clipboard. Clippy, where is Clippy? Okay. If cut. So I don't think we need to do anything here because cut would set the text, right? So if I do this and then I cut, yeah, like the selection is gone. Although let's make sure there's a lot more text. We cut, selection is gone. Because when we set text now, we clear the selection, which seems like the right policy. Maybe we'll find a case when it's not, but we'll deal with that when it comes to it. Insert clipboard at cursor. Right, so the issue is, and I'm actually not sure, like it depends. What's the right decision here depends. The way I wrote it originally is we don't paste if there's not enough room for the thing, which is sort of a transactional way to do it. But like, so the suggested modification is paste as much as there's room for, which honestly is probably closer to what people would expect to happen. Because, if you have a text field limited to 30 characters, and you paste in a line of something, and there's a bunch of white space at the end that nobody cares about anyway, you probably want that to go in the field, right? Right? Okay. So let's just start. We actually don't even need to say dot count. You're being a little bit brief there. Boxer brief. We don't want to wipe selected characters until we confirm. Okay, so we don't need this selection.active equals false because that was part of the solution to this other thing that I believe is hopefully handled. So really, we want to look at this. We don't want to wipe the selected characters. This is before the replace selection. I mean, yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. So we're doing this. Okay, I was kind of objecting to, like, why do we have a selection count? I think it was to make up for the fact that non-empty was weird, right? Like, can't I just say non-empty here? Oh, no, because, right, we want that for this, actually. I got it. Okay, so then selection count should not ever replace selection. Right. So this is just saying, yeah, we had that. That's just saying delete the selected text. Okay. So delete the selected text. Pre:" equals text. This is all the same combined. If the remaining buffer space is equal to paste text count, the last character of paste isn't written to the buffer. S.count equals input buffer.count minus 1. And well, I don't know what. I don't know. I mean, it sure sounds. Well, are we zero terminating it? Or were we zero terminating it? That's probably, let's see. I don't. Okay. I suspect we were zero terminating it. Let's find out. Let's try recompiling this. I don't know what I set the limit on these to. Maybe it's short. Nope, it's not very short. Okay. How about this one? Let's make one of those short. Input buffer. I don't know, 32. Gotta remember to change that back or everybody's gonna be sad. I mean, we still seem to work fine. You know what we can do, actually? I forget the option. Actually, it's a plugin. Unmapping allocator. This is a plugin, right? No. It's not. It's not. So okay, here's what we're going to do. Get rect examples. Example. I'm going to put at the top of main, just as temporary, this. That is the magic incantation. And we are not overriding the memory, I don't think. I mean, if we were, it would be much more likely that we would be seg faulting right this second. So it is. So it is. Let's drag and drop some files. Boop. Okay. Try deleting some text, selecting, then tab completing. It's just odd how the cursor goes to the end and the selection stays active. No, we fixed that because the cursor going to the end happens by set text, and set text now clears the selection. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what else did you say? Don't wipe selected characters. Allow text to be inserted when the input buffer is full. I think that's the same change, right? That's all. Oh wait, no, that would be different. Okay, let's check that. I mean, this looks actually the same. This was just about the selection active equals false, right? So it's not that. It's not this. Or is it? It looks the same. Where would the text type be? Oh yeah, I moved that because I just combined the state.active. That's what that is. That was in insert text. Insert text. Where is it? There it is. Okay. We said originally if non-empty selection replace selection with nothing. Oh, it's just swapping the order of these. Right? Yes. So we clear out the space before we check how much space is left. That totally makes sense. All right. Clear the selection, thus making more space before deciding whether we have enough space, before asking.
right? That makes sense. So now we go here. We're still on short, right? Okay. So now, before, if I had done this, it wouldn't let me type anymore, right? Now if I type hello, I could do it. So that definitely is better behavior, for sure. Okay, I think we're okay for now. Involving the text input selection, interacting with other, I don't know, other things, edits. I'm not going to dox your real name except to beta users, so let me turn this off. Okay, so you get credit in the changelog, but Twitch people don't see. All right. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, undo I'm not sure about, right? Like the thing is, I could see providing a lot of value just by having the default text widget have undo. The question is just, because undo's not really that hard for just text, but like, you know, if you're writing Microsoft Word or whatever, you have all sorts of undo things. And I don't know. I need to think about it, whether it belongs there or not. Sent you a patch to support double and triple click on text inputs. You know, that would be a good thing to add. I don't think it's really changed that much. Let's see. Let's see if I could find the email. Triple click. I'm sure getting a lot of irrelevant Gmail results. Maybe it's in here. I don't see it. Usually I have these things starred, and only 3 starred emails came up. I don't know why I don't see it. Maybe the phrase triple click text input. Aha! Oh, you sent this in June 4th. Wait, that's control left, right? Oh, this was the whole thing. This is a little more confusing than I want to think about tonight. Because the whole like behavior for different operating systems, beginning and end of next word, I remember that all this. This is why I didn't immediately do it, because I was like, I don't know what to do about all this. Okay, but let's look at this one. Double, triple clicks. I mean, yeah, doing the diff might be really annoying, but let's find out. Diff later. Oh, yeah. I'm getting tired. Yeah. Diff. Okay. So yeah, that's a change we just made. Let's,
Yeah. Okay. That's a change. Oh, this is maybe something. Wait, what? Why am I diffing against the bait? Okay, I did the wrong thing. That's why I'm confused. I did the wrong diff. I did the wrong diff. Diff later. Diff with that. Okay. If theme.deactivate on enter. I guess we didn't have that before. This code doesn't run when the input is first activated, causing the first double click not to work. That's not good. Last mouse down time. You know, I don't I don't know if using floating point time, it's something that I do a lot because I'm lazy, but I don't think it's a good idea because it's kind of non-robust. Like maybe we should be banana cakes and use Apollo time, monotonic time. Like where is current time even coming from right now? It's probably is Apollo monotonic time converted to float, actually. Because I would have done that when I did the conversion. I whiffed the diff. That is an explanation. Okay. Doesn't run when the input is first activated. Why not? What? Why wouldn't it run when the input is first activated? Oh, because we say check for activating event. Well, why didn't we just factor that and call it? Anyway, first time you click yeah, that code doesn't run because we do this. We say check for activating event, and then we return, because like if it's a single click, you don't want to handle it down here necessarily because you already handled it, right? Okay, anyway, we can start putting this in and then see. Maybe I'm too tired. Maybe we need to do this later. In fact, I'm not going to ship a beta tonight, as nice as that sounds, because I want to be fresh when I do it. Fresh. Okay, so what are we saying here? So we're saying if you're clicking in different places, it doesn't count as a double click, right? Is that a correct interpretation of this code? Yeah, and that totally makes sense, right? Now that said, I think so click point is whatever the last insert point was, or something. I don't know. So there's a little bit of stuff that I would want to do, like instead of hard coding the amount of time for the double click, just having it on the theme, trivial stuff like that. But I feel like this is mostly an implementation that would translate. I mean, I think I would probably factor this into a function because it's just a lot to have in here. Let me see. Right, so we expand. So you either are selecting spaces or, right, okay, I see, yeah. And so expand is down. Yeah, I would just factor all this out into something. So then this is basically this. It just moved a little bit. We're not setting selection.active anymore. But I guess it always ends up active after this, right here. Oh, this is that, right, this isn't that. This is just its own thing, like David S. Pumpkins. Yeah, I mean, I think this makes sense. I would actually just want to take a stream to integrate this and, you know, make sure I get it and make sure it's factored, but it looks pretty reasonable. Like, I don't know how to do it in radically less code, for example, right? Like, this just all looks like what you would do to do that kind of selection. And I did actually just the other day try to double click on a text field and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, we don't have that. So it'll be nice to get that in. So I think I'm going to maybe do this in the morning or sometime tomorrow, and we'll ship it in the next beta. I don't want to do it tonight because I'll mess it up, getting too tired. Integrating it is a bit of work. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's too bad here. So where should expand? I don't see that. I guess. Oh, no, should expand is a function that you pass. Got it. Got it. Okay, so these, yeah. Okay. Getcha. Got it. It all makes sense. You know, if you wanted this to be really fast, you wouldn't pass a function and call it per character, but like, we're not worried about that right now. That is not a thing that I would maybe put a comment there, but yeah. Also, why is this a macro? Is it just for perceived speed reasons? Oh no, it's because you're using all these variables. Pretty much. Except, I don't know, it wouldn't be that hard not to do it as a macro, but it's fine, probably. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We got good things done. Did I check in the most recent getting of rect? I don't think I did. Okay. So that is good. Nah, no check-in. Oh, in the example, right. Well, we don't actually want to check that in, so it's fine. Thank you, everybody. We will stream some more. Thanks, both of you guys, for the contributions. You know, I did start this stream with a little bit of an explanation of why I don't always do these verbatim, but they're still super helpful. Like, it is way faster for me to look at these, and even if I want to tweak them a little when I integrate them, it's way faster than like having to write it from scratch usually. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you later.